Now we welcome Lisa Lanier, our official attorney, to this program. She does a segment called Lawyer Up, inside at least 3 legal cases, usually more, and she solves them all only in minutes. Hello, Lisa. How you doing?
I am fantastic. I hope you guys are.
Doing very well.
Lisa.
Thank you. There's a story we talked about yesterday. We know the illegality here. We know the guy is wrong. He is hoping to be on the Supreme Court of Tennessee, but he's originally from Alabama. And while he was going through a divorce, he buried $100,000 in his backyard. Okay. All right. Some say he was trying to keep it away from his wife so that she didn't know he had those assets going into the divorce where he had to pay her. He says, I'm country.
That's what we do.
The backyards in Alabama are filled with money.
Where Dave Aiken and I grew up country strong.
It's true.
We buried all sorts of stuff in the backyard.
That's right.
Absolutely.
None of which was cash.
That's right. We'd be burying one dog and dig up another dog by accident.
That's right. Play with it for a year.
That's how we did it. That's how we did it.
We would bury money and forget where we buried it.
Exactly.
Digging up the whole backyard.
Because we're country.
Yeah.
Right,
So is this judge.
right.
I don't even know why you're bringing this up.
This judge is country. I was on his side. I said, I don't see what this man has done wrong here. Now, he also did gain access to emails between her and her attorney, but he claims I just tripped over that. I don't know.
Misdemeanor, in my opinion.
So we had 2 questions. One, does he have any legal leg to stand on? Can he be on that Tennessee Supreme Court? Because for me, he's cut out for it.
Yeah, he's perfect for it, I think. No, he did a bunch of stuff. So the bank was also after that money because he had a failed business venture and owed a bunch of money.
Mm-hmm.
So it was actually, they say, more likely that he was trying to hide that $100,000 from the bank than even hiding it from his wife. He also, like you said, he hacked into his wife's work email. He impersonated the person he thought was his wife's lover to gain access to that man's information.
That's right.
He went to a hotel and pretended to be that man so he could get receipts and stuff like that. So he did a whole bunch of unscrupulous stuff, which, again, perfect, right, for the Supreme Court.
I'm not mad at this guy.
Are you saying he's going to lose re-election?
I'm just not mad at it.
So he's now under criminal investigation, and that's going to be the kicker right there. And I think some of this stuff, when it's just allegations, you can, it'll kind of slide off of you if you've got that sort of Teflon, political clout. But here, where he's starting to be investigated by several criminal bodies, like it's not just he's violated banking laws. I think he's violated federal laws with regard to the hacking he hacked into her work computer, which is kind of a big deal. So I think he's in trouble, and that's going to be the problem.
You don't think the I'm from Alabama defense will work?
In the history of the legal profession, you've seen a lot. Has the I'm country defense ever won?
I don't know. I'm trying to remember from my cousin Vinny. How did all
That's
that
right. They're city. He's city. The judge is country.
Yeah. The tourist is country.
Country lost there. City won. Big city won on that one.
Bunch of
Remember?
carpetbaggers.
Yeah,
right.
they came down and beat us. The other question we had was, if you just buried $100,000 in your backyard, not trying to get it, just like I don't trust the banks. I'm burying $100,000 in my backyard. Nothing wrong with that, right?
Nothing wrong with that. Nope, nothing wrong with that at all.
what I
As long
thought.
as you're not hiding it from somebody.
That's the way we grew up.
Damn right. Safest place to put it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Gained about as much interest as the savings account will now.
Mattress catch fire. Ground don't.
Yeah.
Fit that man for his robe.
Absolutely right.
Damn right.
That's right. A woman in Louisiana is suing Heineken over their non-alcoholic brew because it contains 0.03% alcohol. In the lawsuit, the woman argues there are consumers who do not wish to ingest even a minuscule amount of alcohol that is contained in this product. I believe that almost every single near beer has a tiny amount of alcohol in it. I don't know why, but isn't that always the case? Does she have a case here? According to the article, to use the non-alcoholic label, a brew just has to be less than 0.5% alcohol by volume. This is 0.03, so they seem to be within the law. Any chance for this woman, Lisa Lanier?
So the only chance she has that this sort of sets her apart from other lawsuits, like, let's say if she had sued another beer manufacturer for non-alcoholic beer just for using non-alcoholic, she would not have a chance there because they're following FDA regs that say, like you said, as long as you're less than 0.5%, you're okay, and they're well below that. Yep. But what Heineken does here that's a little bit different, big as all outdoors on their label, biggest thing on the label is on the front, under the Heineken word, it says 0.0.
Ah.
And that is the problem. They are advertising it as 0.0, and that is what is misleading. And I think that's the only thing that just sets her apart and maybe gives her a chance. They still have that argument. Heineken does, hey, that's just what we're calling it, but we're following the FDA regulations. But I think the fact that they put it in there with that decimal and the 0.0, it does sort of mislead. And some, like you said, especially people in recovery, they don't want to drink even a minuscule amount of alcohol. And so, that's apparently this lady, I don't know if she was in recovery, but she was looking for something that had absolutely no alcohol and was ingesting that because it said 0.0.
Well, that's it. I think that I'm on her side then, because if they say 0.0 and it's not, they're lying.
It's in all their ads. I mean, if you look at the ads, which is one of the stranger ad campaigns you'll ever see, it's like these guys drinking green, obviously that Heineken green bottle.
Right.
One of them's behind the wheel of a car, and the cop's trying to write, the cop starts writing him a ticket. He's like, it's 0.0. And the officer's like, you're in a no parking zone. Or a guy's cracking one open before a big meeting. And they're like, what? It's 0.0, fellas.
Okay, yeah.
Wait, are they playing the math game? It's 0.05. Can they get away with that? Is that
you're
what
right,
it is?
because it's 0.03 is what it is.
Is there a tiny 3?
So 0.0 is true.
Yeah, because they just leave off the hundreds.
They leave off the 3, but it does make it look like it's absolutely 0. But we're talking about such a minuscule amount of alcohol. This is the same amount of alcohol that is in some breads and fermented juices. So you're talking about a super minuscule amount.
Dave has that for breakfast. Are you kidding? Dave puts that in his cereal. That's right.
Dave wakes up 0.03.
Look how smart you. Yeah, you'd blow that right now.
Nah, I'm with Big Beer on this one. Sorry, lady.
You with Big Beer.
I swat her away like a mosquito.
Look how smart you are about that hundredths plus country learning.
What is 0.0?
That's country
decimals
strong.
And all.
That's good. That's very good, Dave. Yes, that's right.
That's not an ingredient. I mean, that's not that's just a term they're using.
0.0.
Yeah, if you probably look at the back of the bottle, it probably says it does contain
0.03%. Do you think, Lisa, is there a beer on the market that has absolutely 0.00000 alcohol?
Not that I'm aware of. No, because I think because they try to make it, the idea it's beer, so it goes through a process, and they have to have a little bit of alcohol
if you want the
in it, I think, for it to be beer.
Dave, do you ever drink any non-alcoholic beer?
I'm drinking coffee right now.
That's right. That's just non-alcoholic.
There's water. There's Diet Coke that you like. All that's non-alcoholic. From what I understand.
It would be interesting to see how this sells. Because there was a time I remember in the maybe late 1980s, early 90s when I think Caliber was one of the big non-alcoholic beers.
Yes.
Maybe that was a Coors product or something. But anyway, even then people would say there's a trace amount. Of alcohol.
You have to drink.
I do think it's selling pretty well. I mean, I have, I like to entertain, have a little backyard party here and there, and I stock it every time I have a party because people are asking for it who are,
really?
A lot of people are trying to be health conscious.
Yeah.
They're trying to give up this and that, going on these whole dirty diets and stuff.
Yeah.
So I always have it around in case anybody's giving up alcohol.
Well, there's that.
What do you know?
My wife gave up alcohol for January one year. And
that's right.
How'd that go? She's back on it now. I'll tell you.
She's making up for lost time.
Well, do you actually, I just read the other day. I always thought wine was good for you. That was like not fattening anyway, But I read the other day.
Full of sugar.
It is. It's
all sugar.
I didn't know that.
It's all sugar.
I didn't know.
You keep that to yourself.
Liquor too.
I know.
It's all sugar.
You're right. There's so much, and I didn't really. I mean, that's why you get the term like beer gut.
Shut it.
We know.
Kelly, have you tried hard kombucha? That's pretty good, and that's low sugar.
No.
That's really good. Check it out. Hard kombucha.
A hard kombucha.
A hard kombucha.
Chris Dim had that at his last physical.